Imagine, if you will, the golden haze of a California summer, the kind of light that smells like pine needles and sun-baked dirt. This is the world of Alex, a young boy whose life is defined by the walls of his bedroom and the glowing screens that protect him from a reality he finds terrifying. When his mother drops him off at the rim of the world adventure camp, the irony is thick enough to choke on. Alex is a child of shadows and safety, yet he finds himself thrust into a landscape of forced socialization and terrifying heights. This camp is designed to build character, but for Alex, it feels like a death sentence. Little does he know that the mundane fears of ropes courses and social rejection are about to be replaced by a literal extinction-level event. The film does not waste time in introducing its quartet of misfits, and it does so with the vibrant, almost neon-soaked brushstrokes characteristic of its director, MCG. We meet ZhenZhen, a silent and stoic girl who has traveled all the way from China, carrying a sense of mystery and a capability that far outstrips her peers. Then there is Dariush, a boy whose personality is as loud as his designer clothes, masking a deep-seated insecurity born from his father's wealth and expectations. Finally, we encounter Gabriel, a character who seems to have walked out of a different kind of movie, one with more grit and secrets, as it becomes clear he isn't even supposed to be at the camp. These four are the classic Breakfast Club archetype, isolated from the rest of the campers not just by their personalities, but by a twist of fate that leaves them alone on a mountain just as the sky decides to break open. When the alien invasion begins, it doesn't arrive with the slow, creeping dread of a psychological thriller. Instead, it crashes into the narrative with the bombastic energy of a Saturday morning cartoon turned into a big-budget nightmare. The sky fills with strange, shifting geometries, and the peace of the woods is shattered by the mechanical screams of extraterrestrial hunters. Our four protagonists find themselves witnessing the unthinkable, a space station falling from the heavens, crashing nearby like a fallen star. It is in this wreckage that the stakes are raised from mere survival to the salvation of the human race. A dying astronaut entrusts Alex with a key, a physical object that represents the only hope for the planet's defense systems. From this moment on, the film transforms from a coming-of-age story into a high-stakes road movie where the bicycle is the chariot of choice. The journey from the mountaintop to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena is a gauntlet of escalating absurdity and genuine peril. MCG utilizes a visual style that is restless and hyper-saturated, making every forest path and abandoned highway feel like a level in a video game. The group must navigate not only the alien dogs, relentless, regenerative predators that seem to have been designed by a committee of nightmares, but also the crumbling remnants of human society. We see the world ending in the background, jets falling from the sky, cities burning on the horizon, while in the foreground, these four children are arguing about pop culture and their own personal traumas. This juxtaposition is where the film finds its unique, if somewhat polarizing, heartbeat. It refuses to be purely grim, insisting on a sense of adventure even as the literal end of days unfolds. Character development in Rim of the World happens in the heat of the chase. Alex, the boy who was afraid of his own shadow, finds himself forced into the role of the keeper of the flame. The key he carries is not just data, it is the weight of the world, and his journey is one of shedding his agoraphobia through sheer necessity. ZhenZhen reveals herself to be the tactical backbone of the group, her silence speaking volumes about her resilience and her desire to find a place where she truly belongs. Dariush provides the comic relief, but as the journey progresses, his bravado cracks to reveal a boy who just wants to be seen for who he is, not what his father owns. Gabriel's secret, that he is an escapee from a juvenile detention center, adds a layer of social commentary, highlighting how the world had already given up on him before the aliens ever arrived. Together, they form a makeshift family, proving that the bond of shared trauma can bridge any cultural or social gap. The film is unapologetically a love letter to the Amblin movies of the 1980s, specifically The Goonies and E.T., but it views that nostalgia through a lens of 21st century cynicism and energy. It's Stranger Things, on fast forward, stripped of the slow burn mystery and replaced with explosive set pieces. There is a sequence in a shopping mall that serves as a perfect microcosm of the film's intent. It is a place of neon lights and consumerism, now a hunting ground. The kids must use their wits and the environment to outsmart a predator that is faster, stronger, and more technologically advanced than they could ever imagine. This David versus Goliath dynamic is the engine of the plot, reminding the audience that in the world of cinema, heart and luck often outweigh plasma cannons and interstellar travel. As they reach the city, the scale of the destruction becomes more intimate. They encounter survivors who are often more dangerous than the aliens themselves, reflecting a world where the social contract has dissolved in the face of panic. Yet, the kids remain focused. Their trek through Los Angeles is a surreal tour of a dying metropolis. The cinematography captures the eerie beauty of empty freeways and the smoke-filled skyline, creating a backdrop that feels both epic and claustrophobic. The climax at the JPL facility is a masterclass in chaotic geography. The facility, a temple of science and human achievement, becomes a maze of corridors and high-tech labs where the final confrontation takes place. Here, the film leans into its sci-fi roots, dealing with orbital lasers and the desperate scramble to upload the Excalibur program. The resolution of the film is as loud and triumphant as its beginning. It doesn't offer a quiet reflection on the cost of war, but rather a fist-pumping celebration of the underdog. When the dust settles and the alien mothership is dealt its final blow, the four children are no longer the misfits who started the journey. They are the architects of their own survival. Alex finally steps out of the shadow of his fear, ZhenZhen finds her voice and a sense of purpose, Dariush learns the value of true friendship over material wealth, and Gabriel finds a form of redemption that no prison system could ever provide. The world they saved is scarred and changed, much like they are, but the sun rises on a planet that still belongs to humanity. Rim of the World is a film that wears its heart on its sleeve and its influences on its forehead. It is a frantic, colorful, and often ridiculous ride that captures the feeling of being young and powerless in a world that is suddenly, violently shifting. It treats the alien invasion as a background for a more personal story of four kids finding out who they are when the safety nets are cut away. It is a testament to the power of the unlikely hero trope, reminding us that sometimes the people the world ignores are the only ones who can save it. Whether it's the references to Star Wars, the banter about Adidas slides, or the terrifying sight of an alien monster in a kitchen, the movie remains a singular experience of high-octane escapism that refuses to slow down for a single second.